My dad keeps asking, "Where is she?" And I never thought I'd hear him say those words. Not like that, not with his voice low and his eyes locked on mine. Like he already knew the answers but needed to hear it from me. For a long time, I kept you in the quiet, not because I was hiding you out of shame, no, never that, but because what we built was true. Too scared, too gentle for the world's loud opinions and tight rules. We built this thing in silence, with steady hands and open hearts. You and me learning how to hold space for each other, even when we don't have the words. That silence was not absence, it was protection. At first, Dad don't ask directly. He had dropped hints. So, are you still alone? Or, when are you bringing someone here? And I'd smile, brush it off with a small laugh, like it don't matter, like I was not carrying you in every breath. But you know how he is. He doesn't stop asking when he wants the truth. Yesterday, he looked me dead in the eyes. No distractions, no joking, just him and me at the table. He said, "I know there is someone. Stop acting like there is not. Where is she?" And for a second, my chest tightened because hearing him say she out loud that made you real in a different way. Not just real in my heart, not just real in my arms, but real in the world, real enough to be named, to be asked about, to be seen. And suddenly, I was not sure what scared me more, that he knew, or that it was time to finally speak your name outside the safety of our quiet. So I told him I was not hiding her because I am unsure. I was not hiding her because she is the one thing I don't want the world to tear apart. And he just sat there, quiet, which, if you know my father, says more than any words ever could. Then he asked, "You think I'd judge her?" And I paused because the younger version of me would have said, "Yeah, probably." But now I see it differently. Now I see a man trying to understand what his son has chosen, trying to see if this love is as solid as say it is. So I told him the truth. I told him she is real. She is the reason I speak softer these days. She is the reason I breathe before I shout. The reason my storms don't shake the house like they used to. I told him how you never asked me to stop being who I am. You never asked me to shrink. You just asked me to be honest. And in doing that, you made me softer, not weaker, just more steady. I told him about the nights you stared, even when I don't have the words. About the way you stood in the door of my worst moods and don't walk away. About how you saw my silence and don't try to fix it. Just sat with it patiently. He listened, really listened. Then he said, "If she is that real, why is she still just your secret?" And that question It hit deep because maybe I thought I was protecting you, but really I was protecting myself, protecting my pride, my heart from what his questions might open up. But maybe it's time. Maybe his asking is the sign that what we built is strong enough to be seen. So tonight, I want you to hear this. He knows you are the reason I don't walk as heavy anymore. He knows you are the peace that follows my storms. He knows there is a calm in my life now, one that don't exist until you showed up. And he wants to meet you, not to test you, not to judge, but to see for himself what I have been carrying so carefully. Last night, he sat back in his chair, arms crossed, eyes narrowed, the way he does when he wants the truth, but would not beg for it. He asked again, where is she? No anger, no pressure, just curiosity, just care. And this time, I don't dodge it. I don't hide. I don't pretend your name was not sitting right there on my tongue. I told him about you. I told him how you never made me feel like I had to earn your love by being perfect. How you don't ask me to silence my storms, but simply to let you in. I told him how your presence feels like peace, not the quiet kind that hides, but that kind that stays, even when the world gets loud. And then he asked, does she know what it means to be beside you when you are not soft? I said, she knows. She's been there. You have seen me when my words were too few, when my pride was too loud, when my silence felt like a wall no one could climb. You don't leave, you don't push, you stayed, and that means more than I have never said out loud. He looked at me long and steady, and then he said something I'll never forget. Don't bring her like a secret you are scared to lose. Bring her like a crown you wear without shame. Bring her like she is yours because you made her yours, not with sweet words, but with your stand. And that line that broke me open because he is right. You are not my secret, you are my truth. You are not the peace I hide to protect. You are the peace I hold because it's worth showing. So the next time he asks, I would not say, she is coming someday. I'll say, she is here and you will see her soon. And when that day comes, when you walk into the room, not as a question, not as a whisper, but as the woman who stood by me when I was still learning to stand, I'll be right beside you. Chest open, voice clear, heart steady. No more hiding, no more small talk, no more silence that pretends you are not everything I say you are. You will walk in and he'll see you, not just with his eyes, but in the way I carry myself, in the way my voice shifts. When I say your name, and I promise he'll know. He'll see the woman who helped build the version of me that finally stopped running from real love. So tonight, if doubt creeps into your chest, if you wonder, what if he does not like me? Or what if I'm not enough? Remember this: he already respects you. He has not met you yet, but he sees you in me, in my calm, in my growth, in the way I finally let myself love without fear. You were enough before he knew your name. You were enough when I was too afraid to speak your truth. You were enough when you stayed through all my storms. And now you will be seen not just by me, but by the man who once only saw my pride. So hold this close, love, hold it tight. You are not my secret anymore. You are my stand. You are not behind me. You are beside me. And next time he asks, where is she? I look him in the eyes and say, she is right here and she is staying.